Yo, Elliot. Got this great question from our buddy who had gyno, basically what they would call bitch tits, and it's very prevalent. I know lots of you guys are watching this and you can nod your head and say, yes, Elliot, I know what it's like. It's basically when young men, and he experienced this between the ages of 13 and 18. And you gotta hear the story. But anyway, what happens during those ages, and some people just doesn't go away, is for a young man to have titties, like tits that look like women tits. It looks like a little budding girl. And for a young man between the ages of 13 and 18, that's not a good thing. You don't want tits like a little girl. What do? You know, in many ways, it's not your fault. The environment, just the way we are becoming as human beings has contributed to this, and I know many of you are in pain because of it. So our friend, at the age of 18, was fortunate enough to go and get surgery, because I don't know if there are many other ways to get rid of this stuff. So he goes and gets surgery, and he feels good about himself now because his chest is flat. But because for 5 years, he had to walk around like this because he was just very ashamed and didn't want his tits sticking out of his t-shirt. He walked around and basically covered himself like a young girl does when she starts budding, except he's a fucking man and he's doing it between the ages of 13 and 18 when he should be like, you know, getting in bar fights and getting laid, maybe. But anyway, he should be posturing himself as a growing man, but yet he's hiding his boobs. So he ends up with chronic postural deformation now. And he's watched enough of my videos to know that you can open up your chest by doing a myriad of different exercises and stretches that I've taught you. He says he's doing prone cobra to strengthen his scapular adductors, because the big problem is that his scapula points out, right? It's almost like, this is what he describes too, funny. His tits are sticking out, right? He does this to hide them, and then his back sticks out because now his scapula is sticking out. So it's like the tits went behind him. And he said people stared at him because he's got these fucking spikes coming out of his back. You can't win, right, dude? I feel for you. So he does everything that he can to strengthen the scapular adductors, open up, and he's done a pretty good job stretching the muscles in the front, strengthening the muscles in the back. He can hold himself a little bit more upright, but kinetic chain is a motherfucker. You can't fix one thing without destroying another. And what he experienced is now his butt sticks out, right? Because when you manipulate the positioning of one portion of your spine, you affect the other, and you're gonna get the exact opposite in the other. So he reduced his thoracic curvature, right? Hopefully you guys can see me. He reduced his thoracic curvature, right? By opening up, but look at me, just look what happened. Reduce this, increase this. So it's not so much that he fixed the thoracic kyphosis, it's more that he created a lumbar lordosis. You follow? In order to fix it. Now he's fucked because he's like, dude, I can't win now. You know, I'm doing everything I can to stand upright, and I'm still in a position where like my body wants to crumble, but I'm forcing myself up. And when I do force myself up, my ass sticks out. I'm in pain and it looks terrible. Elliot, I've done everything. I've watched your videos. I stretch. The guy is diligent. He has the time, the energy, and obviously the money because he got surgery, but you don't want to keep getting surgeries. To make this happen, Elliot, what can you do for me? Well, again, there are multiple layers of your individual strength, my friend, and what I will offer you is going to sound strange. But bear with me and give it a try. A big portion of the dysfunction within this portion of your body, right, that thoracic area by where you had the tits, and now you have and then you had the spikes in the back, came about because of your shame associated with a very uncomfortable situation in your body. Tits. You should be ashamed. I understand. You want to hide it. I'm not saying you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm saying I get it, because if I had it, I'd be trying to hide it too. So not only does shame about your body cause you to take on a particular posture, but the posture that you take on also reinforces a psychological feeling of disempowerment, shame, bad feelings about myself, low self-esteem, right? Anybody who walks around, even if you are King Solomon, I don't care how great you are, you walk around like this long enough, just do it. Depress your ability to breathe. There's so much going on physically and physiologically and energetically, obviously, when you do this. You're just gonna feel like a loser. I already feel like a loser. I feel like I wanna fucking cry. I just feel like a loser if I walk around. And I can't breathe. I need to fucking breathe. You've learned how to breathe with, as little as possible. Because you had to hide your tits. So, you attacked it from the neuromuscular level, not realizing or just hadn't been invited to. Now start working on it energetically, meaning you've got to affirm in yourself psychologically, emotionally, character-wise. You've got to solidify, you've got to convince and then solidify this idea of I am a man. I am a big man, I am a strong man, I am a confident man. I have self-confidence, will, character. I go beyond the fears and limitations of other people. I control my life. You see the difference there? Because now what you're doing when you're a man and you do this, why do you think Tarzan does that shit? Because this particular area is associated with putting your chest out. Say it with your chest, motherfucker. Say it with your chest, right? Who's that comedian that says that? There's a reason why you say it with your chest, because a man talks with his chest, right? So you gotta do this, right? That's a tough thing to do when you had tender titties there for so long. I get it, but they're gone now, and you've got to create an energetic change, a psychological change in yourself so that your body follows suit. Is Elliott Hulse crazy or what? So you need to stand in the mirror, come up with an affirmation for yourself. I'm a strong, confident man and people respect me. I'm a strong, confident man, I respect myself and people respect me. And get very emotionally involved. Notice that word motion stuck in there. Emotionally involved in that affirmation for yourself. I am a strong, confident man. I respect myself and people respect me. I am a strong, confident man. I respect myself and people respect me. I'm a strong, confident man. People respect me and I respect myself. I'm a strong, confident man. I'm a strong, confident man. I'm a strong, confident man. Say it with your chest, motherfucker. You change your state. Your state changes your body, your physiology, and your physiology, your body is who you are, who you'll carry into the world. Very different than approaching it from the neuromuscular level where we're just stretching. Chew on that. I'm done.
Yo, Elliot.